Hey, what's going on? This is Troy, and this is the Planet 76 podcast, your source for Sixers news, highlights, hot takes, and more. Welcome to the show. All right, welcome in Sixers fans to episode 121 of Planet 76 podcast. This is just a short episode immediately following the Sixers 146-101 victory over the Washington Wizards. Again, 146-101. The Sixers made 20 3-pointers in this one, and it was a rout from start to finish. Dominant in every sense of the word in this one, all four quarters. And anytime you play the now 3-19 Washington Wizards, it is peak comedy. Let's just be honest. They are bad, and Sixers, beating a team that they're supposed to beat. A lot of guys getting run in this one. Significant minutes from some of the Sixers role players off of the bench. But leading the way in this one, Joel Embiid had 34 in just 30 minutes played. Tyrese Maxey with 24. And Patrick Beverley played well. He's really been coming on lately. He had 12 points, knocked down 3 threes. I think all 3 were in the first quarter to help the Sixers get out to an early lead, one that they would not relinquish at all. All right, they kept on going. And so Sixers win again, 146-101. Very impressive, but again, what they're supposed to do against a team like the Wizards. Sixers on the season improved to 15-7, and now are riding a 3-game winning streak after the loss last couple Fridays ago to the Celtics, 125-119. Sixers are now won over the Wizards, the Hawks, and the Wizards again at home. And the upcoming schedule for the Sixers remains promising. If you look ahead, this Wednesday, the Sixers play the Pistons. Then they play the Pistons again. Believe it or not, the Pistons are one of the teams that are worse than the Washington Wizards right now, sitting at 2-21, losers of 20 straight. And so the Sixers will get them in back-to-back games Wednesday and Friday. Then they'll make their way down to Charlotte for a back-to-back on Saturday against the 7-14 Hornets, followed by the 9-14 Bulls on Monday. So if things go as planned, the Sixers can extend that winning streak a little bit longer against some lesser opponents, just to put it frankly. So, just a real quick episode in this one. The one thing that I'm kind of reminded of or thinking through, when it's a game like this, you get to see all of these Sixers players off the bench. So again, just a quick look at the box score, and you see the Sixers' depth. You see Robert Covington played 14 minutes. Marcus Morris played 12. Paul Reed played 13. Mo Bamba played 8 minutes. He's actually been coming on a little bit as of late. In 8 minutes, he had 6 points, 6 boards. Patrick Beverley, 11 minutes. Kelly Oubre, as you know, is now back in the rotation for the Sixers. He played 18 minutes. Jaden Springer played 9 minutes. Daniel House played 9 minutes. Got to see KJ Martin for 6 minutes. Got to see Korkmaz for 9 minutes. So, again, when everybody's healthy, this is a team with some really, really, really notable depth. And, Nick Nurse, I watched his post-game presser just a minute ago. He talked about some of that depth, and he said, these guys that we have are obviously competing for minutes, and the whole mantra for these guys is to just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And so we got to see all of those guys tonight, and we obviously have the potential to see them in the near future with some winnable games coming up. And it is gonna be interesting to see who really solidifies themselves as part of this rotation, because the Sixers obviously come playoff time or any point in a close game in the season, they're not going to be playing 12 deep. And so we're going to have to see who is going to make themselves a legitimate piece of this team. And obviously, trade talk is still circling. And so some of those pieces might not be here in the near future come the deadline, which is now just, 2 months away. So going to be interesting to see who's here and who's not going to be here very long. But as a fan, when you know it's an 82 game season, you kind of like having this depth that this team has. You're pretty comfortable playing most of those guys that I just rattled off the bench, and most you're comfortable playing those guys in big minutes in the NBA. So it's a nice luxury for the Sixers as it currently stands. And so again, Sixers improved to 15-7. A quick look at the Eastern Conference standings. Boston sitting at 16-5. Orlando Magic 16-7. They were a team that I thought was going to impress last year. I guess I just came a year early with that prediction. But 16-7. Milwaukee at 15-7. Indiana, one of the surprise teams, fun team to watch, sitting at 13-8. So Sixers right in the mix of things in the East, 15-7. Some winnable games coming up on the schedule I just mentioned. And this is, again, Planet 76, episode 121. Just an immediate recap of the Washington Wizards game on Monday the 11th. And you can expect a more full-length episode from both Michael and myself coming your way later this week. That is enough for Planet 76, episode 121. We'll see you next time. You just listened to an episode of the Planet 76 podcast. Hey, we appreciate you joining us for this episode. Whatever platform you're on, why don't you hit that subscribe button for us, and we'll see you next time.